Buckle up because we're about to take a thrilling ride. Today, we got a double dose of creative genius. First up, we have the visionary director behind Lionsgate, highly anticipated film, You Can't Run Forever, the incredible Michelle Schumacher. Her masterful storytelling is about to leave you breathless. And joining her is the musical maestro who brings the film's heart to life with the electrifying score, one and only Joe Simmons. You can't run forever. Let's get ready to explore this suspenseful story and the magic that went into creating it. Anyway, welcome director Michelle Schumacher and composer Joe Simmons on the show for their upcoming film, You Can't Run Forever, in theaters on May 17th. Anyway, congratulations on your film. I saw it a couple of days ago, and I was just let me tell you something. I have a fear of going into the woods as it is.
Good.
So, so the whole time I'm thinking, I don't know if I would get out of the car or run in the woods. I don't know what I would do at that point. But um, my first question is to you, Michelle. What drew you to the story for this film?
Yeah. Actually, Carolyn Carpenter, my co-writer, wrote it during COVID. Because it's that sense of sort of isolation. You're not in the woods, but you're kind of isolated in your home. It was like the lockdown. I was in New York at the time, and then just the crazy, like the mental stress that put on people. So that's actually where it came from. My brother Randall and I, who produced it, he produced it. We're talking about that and about how there's just so much anxiety and sadly, it's kind of suicidal thoughts in the younger generation. It just all kind of came together. It pretty much wrote itself in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, actually, that is my next question. The film explores basically themes of anxiety and survival
Yeah. Yep.
with the main character, Miranda.
Yep.
And how did you balance these elements to create a compelling narrative?
Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. Well, we wanted to write an exciting thriller, but we wanted to layer it with themes that we care about and try and sort of give something a sense of hope and optimism to the younger generations that are dealing with this. And so that became really the driving force, behind it. How can we ultimately, in a movie that's about, a killing spree, turn it into something positive where we can actually walk away from it going, gosh, that was scary, but also, hey, you know what? I can survive any trauma and I can move forward in life. And so that was our goal, was to make a fun, entertaining film, but that also left you with some positive healing, hopefully.
Yeah, Joe, how did you approach composing to score this particular film?
Well, it kind of started in pre-production where I went on the location scout with them, and I got a lot of field recordings in Montana, which, just kind of listening to those sounds like pre-production, got a sense of like what was the atmosphere of that stuff, and then she sent me dailies, oftentimes actually daily, and oftentimes like a quick edit of something that they had shot like the week or two prior or something. And that helped a lot because that kind of uh, gave me a direction for like shaping the soundscapes without actually getting in the weeds of it. And then when the weeds came, then that's easy because I got like templates already kind of pre-made.
Right.
So that was the bulk of it. And then, we would just go back and forth post-production, and then that's kind of it. Like there's a couple things that we might have had some like, oh, like maybe we should go this way. Oh, I'm not sure. But for the most part, it was pretty smooth sailing. Like it was very intuitive a lot of times, and very cooperative, and very, very nice, very smooth.
I
It's,
think I think it's great that you both work together, the director and the composer, because
Yeah.
for me, that's what makes the film. The music is very important. Like when you watch the first film, Halloween, the first original,
Hmm.
yeah.
music is what scared the hell out of me
Yep. Yep.
and draw
Yeah.
me.
Well,
to-
I don't think a thriller works unless the music is good. I mean, if
Right.
you turn the sound off and, you're not scared, it's just not scary. And that was one of the things I was, putting it together. I was like, you can watch your edit, but until he laid his score on top of it, I didn't know that it would work. But once he laid his score, I was like, it's going to work. This is going to work. And it's really nice working with family because, I don't have him just a 12-hour day. I can call him up at 12
True.
midnight, 1 a.m. I'm like, Joe, work on this. He's like, Mom, I'm sleeping. I'm like, I'll work on it anyway.
Yeah, that's incredible. Okay, J.K. Simmons. Now, he's a fabulous actor. I gotta admit. But when I saw him in his role, it just blew me away because I never saw him in something like so intense, and he did it so well. A very intense character.
That's scary, isn't it? How well he can do those bad guys.
Yeah.
God, I yeah. Anyway, how did you collaborate with him to bring his role to life, or did you have to collaborate? He just probably like
Just brings it.
He
Yeah.
just like Gene Hackman, he just knows how to do it.
Right. Yeah. He just knows how to do it. I mean, Carolyn Carpenter, my writing partner, and I wrote we wrote a character that I knew he could play, like, I mean, when you go back to Oz, Oz days, or, obviously Fletcher in Whiplash, or Homicide, even way, way back in his early TV stuff. I mean, he's got that icy stare, that just will blow you over. But he also, because he's such a great actor, he can find the nuances and the layers that are there because he's a damaged character, right? He's damaged. You don't see that in the beginning. You think he's just this Terminator, all powerful alpha male, but he's actually a really weak, spineless, insecure, he's like, and he can find that. JK finds that.
Right. There was a movie in 1993 with Michael Douglas. It was called what was the name of it?
Like Falling Down.
Falling Down, and it was
Yeah.
directed by Joel Schumacher.
Yeah. There you go. I was,
But the difference between the characters is exactly what you said. His intense stare, it was just like the Terminator. Like he had a mission to do. It was just like he was off railed already, and
Right.
he just went on a rampage.
Yeah.
Like this particular other film, it was more like he just had a bad day. Like just,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
a remarkable, intense movie that even had me, like I said, I'm particular, and I probably never go to the woods again because
It's like Jaws. You don't go in the water again.
yeah. So Joe, how did you score reflect the emotional state of the characters, like in particular with Miranda, like her scenes?
Yeah. That's a good question. I mean,
Yeah, that is a good question.
The dumbest and simplest answer is like it just kind of comes at a certain point, but I don't know. I mean, if I were to think about it for a bit, I'd say, let's see. So okay, this is interesting. I actually got a couple of, I wrote most of this stuff in the box. So like a lot of the instruments were digital, with small budget, like we didn't have any orchestras or any, stuff like that. So most of it was in the box. And I did a lot of research to find some really good quality, but doesn't break the bank, like string packs and pianos and stuff like that. And kind of just messing around with stuff, again, pre-production, so that I could have kind of like a template, because I really wanted to like hit the ground running. I kind of made a template of all these sounds, and like Wade's sounds were like really distorted, really like either really mid-heavy and crunchy or something, or a lot of bass. And Miranda's were a little more of the, depending on her emotional state, like you said, like either very swelling or very minimal when she's kind of feeling isolated, very like just like a piano with some like supporting something. So a lot of it was instrumentation, honestly, and arrangement, less so like the composition itself, of like, oh, I got to get this melody like just right. Like it was mostly just the like ambience and atmosphere and instrumentation of it.
Wow, that's great because it was fantastic, especially in scenes when she's in the woods, you know, or when she's climbing the tree.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
thank you. I love that scene.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
All that was like put together like really nicely done. You know,
yeah.
Thank
I
you.
really, I really enjoyed it. So congratulations on that.
Thanks.
Um,
Appreciate it.
the film takes place mostly in the woods, like I was talking. What were the challenge and the rewards of filming in such a secluded environment?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, The Woods was our working title. That was our original title. It was called The Woods, but we changed it. Yeah. Well, the isolation thing, yeah. I mean, pulling from the whole COVID thing, feeling isolated. It was cold. It was cold at night. You know, you're isolated in the woods, but there's animals everywhere. We had a bear wander onto set. We had, you know, a moose nearby. We had a family of snakes. We had a generator go out. We had, we just, you name it, it happened. We had, yeah, some equipment didn't show up. So you have to think on your feet constantly. But it was that was the most challenging. It was exhausting. The rest of it was all fun, but shooting
Yeah.
in the woods was really hard.
I was in New York City going to college at that time,
Yeah,
so I didn't experience
he was still in college.
any of that stuff.
He was still in college.
Yeah, well, you won't catch me in the woods, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, sir.
How did you use visuals and camera work to build suspense and tension throughout the film?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good question. That very simply, actually, very it's shot. You know, we had two cameras, the Steadicam, Brian Swanson, and Pete, my DP, Pete Villani, also did a camera. So we just tried to shoot. What I wanted to show was that like this could just happen. You could be walking down the street and you'd see this happen. I didn't want it to be fancy. I didn't want it to be a lot of, you know, tricks, optical tricks, or use CGI or visual, any of that. I want it to be real, because that's what to me is scary. Is this could be real. So I wanted it to be clean and simple. And working with Brian and Pete, we just came up with, you know, the simplest shots that we thought would be the most effective. You know, you're sitting down tying your shoe, and what, you know, somebody just walks up behind you, which you know, there's not a lot of fancy to that, but it happens and it's real.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, I want to thank you all. It was a great film. Congratulations. I'm pretty sure
Thank you.
this is just the beginning of a great journey because I'm pretty sure the film's going to be successful.
Thank you.
I even interviewed your daughter, so she's fabulous. You know, Leah was excellent in her performance. Everyone, the cast and crew, your husband, J.K. Simmons, amazing. And
Yeah.
the music, amazing.
Thank
So
you.
God bless you. And again, in theaters, on digital and on demand on May 17th.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.